classified location on King West with the one and only Bianca Del Rio. How are you, Bianca?
I'm very well in this undisclosed area.
Your season was the best season since 4. I thought season 4 was good.
Great.
It was the introduction of the mean girl, Phoebe
Yes.
O'Hara.
Yeah.
And then you came in, the mean girl with the heart of gold.
Yeah, well, it's so funny when everybody's opinion of it, and not that it's a bad thing, but I think what's fascinating is that people forget that it's also their storytelling of the situation. Mm-hmm. You know, so we film it, we go away, and we're not privy to all that information that each person has. And I, by no means, think I was going to win because I didn't have that sob story. I wasn't left at a bus stop. My mother didn't have cancer. I didn't, I wasn't a child who overcame adversity. I was just being me. And so I assumed that wasn't going to work for a TV audience. I was grateful because I'd gotten to the end of the process right before the finale, but I didn't think I was going to win. I completely thought Adore was going to win because she cried and had moments and she was young and all that. So I
didn't have her own corset, things like that.
Just things like that. But I just thought for sure they love that kind of a story. It's television and it's storytelling, and so I didn't know. And I left after filming thinking that was the case. And then it started airing, and it was fascinating just to see how it all fell into place, which was
Well, I think, being a stand-up comic myself, we see everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but the bad and the ugly are the things that are most interesting to talk about.
Always. And the truth. Sometimes it's not even a joke, it's just a statement.
Now, I want to say you were one of my favorite contestants next to Sharon Needles.
I love Sharon.
Yeah, you and Sharon so far. You also had the best outfit coming back to crown season 7. Dipped in silver. I told you at the time that I want to see the toilet, the bathroom that you ruined with that.
Oh my God! When I went, I was backstage. I had thought about putting the glitter on, and I had done it years ago for Mardi Gras in New Orleans in the 90s. And I thought, okay, this will be fun. So I was talking to a very close friend of mine. He was like, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. And so I had the glitter backstage. And the problem is when you film that night, I was doing the pre-show, which was at 5:30 in the afternoon, and I wasn't returning until midnight because it takes forever for them to get all the angles of everybody looking happy and disappointed. So I was backstage, and the other people were there with me, and I just thought, let me put the glitter on. Thinking, oh, this is great. I got it in my ears, I got it behind me, I did my hands, and when I went back to my hotel room that night, it was like silkwood. I was in that tub, just scrubbing. Thelma was cooked. It was just like, no! It was worse. It was horrible because I used a medical adhesive to get it, and it was like in your ear behind it. I was glitter for a couple of days.
Well, that was 2 years ago. The glitter has stopped.
It has.
And we've moved on. You have a new movie. This is why we're talking about. I want to jump to this because, there are some people that one or two under very heavy rocks have no idea what RuPaul's Drag Race are. But they're about to get a face full of you with Hurricane Bianca.
And what a face it is.
Now, you were an actor first before a drag queen. You fell into drag. You developed with your stand-up and all of that, this persona. How long had you been sitting on a movie?
Most people think this is my movie, and actually it's my friend Matt Kugelman who wrote it and directed it. And he's basically the brainchild behind it, and he's the man who made it happen. And so we had been friends for 11 years now, and he had this idea, and he came to me with it, and this was all pre-Drag Race.
Right.
So, he's one of these people that makes things happen, where I'm the other person who's like, oh, this is never going to happen.
This is why there are artists and directors and producers.
Completely.
Some people stand where they're told and do what they're told, and other people make it happen.
Yeah, and I said yes every time it came up with just, let me know. Yeah, when it happens. Yeah. And slowly it all started to fall into place. And then time became an issue, with Drag Race and my schedule and going around. And here it was. Then, people start Googling you and finding out what's going on, and they knew this was in the works. So then their interest peaked, which was helpful to our crowdfunding and to getting the word out there. Yeah. And it also has just been a wild ride, because you just don't have enough hours in a day to get everything done because we're not George Lucas with $40 million and 8,000 employees.
All working for free just to get the product out there.
Completely. So it was a wild ride to finally get to it, and then all of a sudden he called me and he says, I need you in July, and so it was 18 days of me going in for my scenes in particular and doing it back to back in Texas in the heat. But he was very gracious. There's only a few outside scenes for me in drag, but it was just this whirlwind of making it happen, and then to be in the company of someone like Rachel Dratch, who is amazing, and Alan Cumming and Margaret Cho and RuPaul is in it as well, and also some other Drag Race alumni, Willem, Shangela, and
the ones you can't get rid of.
Alyssa Edwards. Yes. Well, Shangela, you can't get rid of her
Oh
at all.
God, I'm afraid to open boxes now because
should.
of that bitch. I just
She will spook you. She will spook you.
So Matt, you've been working on a concept. Have you always been interested in working with Bianca this way?
Yeah, we've done a bunch of shorts together, and then it's just kind of seemed like the next biggest thing. You know?
And I would assume that after RuPaul's Drag Race, even if Bianca hadn't have won, it brought a lot of attention to her brand, which would have then helped you step this up. But her winning must have been like, let's hit it now.
Definitely. We had started before, and then Bianca disappeared to go on the show, and then obviously when she won, we just started crowdfunding again, and it made it happen, really.
Yeah. Now the cast that you have, Rachel Dreck, I mean, I would die to work with her. Never mind Margaret Cho. I have interviewed her 3 times, so we're family.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I've never been in the same room with her. And Alan Cumming, was there a wish list?
Well, Alan is actually someone that I met when I first got to New York many years ago at this bar, and I was doing this show when I first moved to New York. My friend Dana Nardicio was doing it, and it was basically not a bar set up for drag, and they're having somebody hold a spotlight, and I'm on stage bitching about the spotlight, and after the show, it's like Alan Cumming who was holding the spotlight. So we sat in a corner, the most gracious, kindest man, and I was going actually back to New Orleans to do a production of Cabaret, so we chatted for hours about the show. It couldn't have been nicer. And literally, 2 years later, I'm at some GLAAD Award event, and I'm at this table that's near the bathroom, which I thought was the worst thing in the world, but then you realize everybody's got to piss during the show, so you get to see everybody pass by. And we were sitting there, and he passed by with a group of people, stopped, came up, oh, Bianca. And I'm like, first of all, he remembered my name. He actually took the time to come say hello. He's probably one of the sweetest, kindest, most genuine, real people you're gonna meet. So I was flattered that he even remembered who I was. And so we had a lot of moments like that throughout the years. And then Drag Race came along, and he was a huge cheerleader on Facebook and Twitter. And Matt says, do you think he would do it? And I said, I'm gonna ask, why not?
What actor would say no to being in anything?
No, but he responded within 20 minutes.
Wow.
And, I mean, this is a man, come on.
It's Alan Cumming.
Exactly. And for him to personally respond within that amount of time, I thought was just unbelievable. So he's quite lovely. And, it's also just all about scheduling, trying to get everybody to commit. And it was just great to have everything fall into place.
So it's the world premiere of
Yes.
Hurricane Bianca. I mean, Matt, you must be thrilled. Because it's a lot of work for a director.
And this is the first time we're going to see it with a big audience.
With a real,
Yes.
no, but I mean, you're hilarious, and I'm sure that after the time you've spent on it, Matt, I mean, you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's, you think?
Yeah. We've tested it, but it's the first time seeing it with an audience that's not half of our friends,
Right.
And I'm really excited about it. They're gonna love it.
And what's the next plan for Hurricane Bianca? Where's she blowing to next?
Well, we just got a distributor, so we're kind of strategizing now. But
So a theater near anyone.
a theater,
Yes.
yeah, we're hoping, yeah.
And I think just a point needs to be made out of the alumni of RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, I think certainly, Bianca, you were the best set up to do anything from the platform that RuPaul gave you, but to be the first one to do a movie and to be able to have it now have national distribution, an international film festival, a national film festival release, you must just be so thrilled. Did you see any of this coming?
No, I didn't see it coming on the level that it is. And what's been amazing, and it's not until someone like you sits back who's been able to analyze the thing, you just kind of go, and since all of this has happened, pre-Drag Race, just getting on the show till now has just been this constant game. And people are like, well, don't you want to take a break? And no, you could do all that when you're dead.
It's like, that's what your 60s are for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And which someone needs to tell Lady Bunny.
Well,
but
she's hard of hearing.
Stop! But the thing is, you truck through it and you keep going, and all these amazing opportunities have been there. And it's one of these things where I try not to get too wrapped up in it and think, oh, you're doing this, or this is really happening. It's kind of fascinating, but I think because all the years of working in a bar 5 days a week, getting paid $150, you learn to appreciate just anything now.
Yeah.
And just to be in the company of other people, or to have. The other day, Audra McDonald tweeted me, and it was one of these things, so I just sent something back, and then 2 days ago she's like, I'm backstage trying to put on my eyelashes, where's Bianca Del Rio when I need her? And I'm going, Audra fucking McDonald.
But no, you're a New York queen. You were there for a long time, doing a lot of hosting for a lot of events.
Yeah, but you don't think Audra's thinking about me?
No, but now you're famous, you see.
Well, not really famous, but...
More people are talking about Bianca Del Rio than Audra McDonald, no offense.
I think it's also their guilty pleasure. I'm fascinated by the straight people that, basically, I'm like, they're not watching. When you have Neil Patrick Harris going, I bet on you. It's like, that's crazy shit. You don't expect that to be happening. They're not watching the show. In my mind, I thought, some people in New Orleans where I'm from would be watching. I thought some of my friends in New York and some people in California. By no means would I think I was going to be in Brazil or to be in Vienna doing my show or in Paris.
Just in Australia?
Yeah, in Australia, just started my tour. It's like, that's kind of insane. And if you sit back and think about it, I think you go crazy. So I just try to think it's the same audience that you'd be dealing with in a bar. I always try to imagine it as it's 1 a.m. on a Monday night and everybody's wasted. You still have to work as hard and make it happen.
Yeah.
It's no time to sit back and eat the bonbons.
But I think that's the hallmark also for artists and performers. I think that performers like to be recognized and artists are busy doing it.
Yeah, it completely.
Yeah.
And I think I probably worked harder. You stay focused more so now than I ever have because, I'm not clouded with, I've got to, do this gig to pay my rent. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to make money, but also that it's great. You just have to keep up the energy and keep going,
Well, you were in Toronto with Rolodex of Hate. You're now back to Toronto with
Yes.
Hurricane Bianca. You'll be back to Toronto with Not Today's Satan.
That's correct.
I'd like to say I spent $50 on my Not Today's Satan hat that when you came with the Rolodex of Hate.
Oh, you
you
did?
signed it. I was very stolen.
Oh,
Stolen.
you
That's how
did?
big you are. I have to now pay another
No, you
$50
don't.
for a gorgeous
How
hat.
dare you
But
not?
I am proud to do it. You are.
Oh, you don't have to. I'll get you one.
I got a shirt from Sharon Needles I have never worn. I
Oh,
wore
I
your
don't-
hat till someone stole it. Let's
You
just
see, that's
put
it.
the line in the sand.
Merchandising.
I'm so excited for the movie. I'm so excited for what's next. And congratulations, you as well, Matt. Congratulations on your film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You'll get a hat and a hug.
I better get something, I'm telling you what.